Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the final episode of the Olympian Leap. Now, I'm doing this episode with a heavy heart because our journey is ending. But we will make sure, and we have made sure, that this episode is a grand one. Now, the Olympian Leap is presented by DHEECast and sponsored by Overall Communication and Hotelity Private Limited in New Delhi, who, mind you, provide 360-degree services in events and promotions. Well, in this wonderful evening, we'll look back at the Olympics and bask in its astounding glory. As you must be knowing, this has been India's most successful Olympics ever. Today, in the series finale and in this episode, we would bring out the journeys of these heroes who have given India these laurels and brought pride to the country. Now, we have an amazing guest joining us also for expert insights and analysis, so do watch out, fasten your seatbelts, and let's enjoy this final episode of this joyous ride. Now, welcome to our next segment, In a Flash, where we talk about the events which have happened in the Olympics, not just from the Indian contingent, but from around the world. Now, previously in this segment, we have talked about events in a particular time frame. But because this is the end of the Olympics and this show is on a much, much larger scale, we are also taking our game a notch higher. What we will do is we will take each and every day of the Olympics and talk about one important event which happened on those days. Now, this is a tough ask, but that is what the Olympian Leap is all about. So, come join us in this quirky and fun ride. So, here we go. Starting off, 23rd July, the Olympic kicks off, the greatest event on planet Earth. 24th July, Mirabai Chanu wins India's first medal at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. 25th July, swimmer Hafnui wins Tunisia's first gold medal in the history of the Olympics. 26th July, Risa Leal, the 13-year-old Risa Leal, becomes the youngest medal winner in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics by winning a medal in skateboarding. 27th July, the Russian Olympic Committee wins gold in artistic gymnastics. 28th July, in the women's freestyle 200 meters event, A. Titmus wins gold for Australia. 29th July, now this is a very interesting one, so pay attention. India comes 5th in the men's lightweight double sculls event. This is something which many of us don't know anything about, so it's important and very interesting to know about this. Do research on this. 30th July, the big upset, the biggest upset of the Olympics by far. Novak Djokovic, the great Novak Djokovic, who was on the cusp of a golden slam, loses to Alexander Zverev in his semi-final match. Now, this came as a big shock to everybody because everyone expected him to go on and win the gold medal, which was not to be. 31st July, another big shock to everyone. Simone Biles, the much decorated US gymnast, pulls out of the Olympics just days before her final event. This had also sparked a lot of controversy. 1st August, India's greatest ever individual athlete, PV Sindhu, wins the bronze medal. 2nd August, Andrew Hoy, at the age of 62, becomes the oldest Olympic medal winner this year in the horse equestrian event. 3rd August, in the men's 400-meter hurdles event, Karsten Waldholm sets a new world record by beating his previous world record. He had earlier completed the 400-meter hurdles event in 46.70 seconds, but now he betters it to 45.94 seconds. 4th August, India's boxing giant, Lovlina Borgohain, wins the bronze medal for our country. 5th August, again a great day for our country, Ravi Dahiya wins the silver medal, whereas on the other side, the men's hockey team wins the bronze medal. 6th August, now this is not a medal winning match, but an important match nonetheless. The women's hockey team plays their bronze medal match against Great Britain. Now, they lose it, the Indian team, but however, this is one match which will inspire generations because what the women's hockey team achieved by reaching this far is something nobody could imagine. 7th August, a day which will be etched in every Indian's memory. Neeraj Chopra wins the gold medal for our country, but not to forget, Bajrang Punia also wins the bronze medal that day in the wrestling event. 8th August, on the last day of the Olympics, A. Kipchoge, the marathon legend, lives up to the expectations and wins the gold medal at the marathon event. He becomes one of the few people to win a gold medal in two consecutive Olympics. This is all from the world of Olympics which have happened this year. Hope you enjoyed this section. Now, welcome to our most fun segment, the one we always wait for, the social media buzz. We talk about everything happening in the social media world regarding the Olympics. After Neeraj Chopra's achievement, the social media in India, especially, has absolutely blasted off. Everybody has been tweeting in appreciation of him, applauding his efforts and dedication to his craft. Well, the corporates in our country have seen this as a wonderful opportunity to firstly extend their brand growth and also support our athletes. So they have jumped on the bandwagon and they have been making making lofty promises to the athletes and fulfilling them too. Now, an example of this is what Anand Mahindra, who is obviously, as the name suggests, the CEO of the Mahindra company, has tweeted. So somebody actually told Anand Mahindra to give Neeraj Chopra an XUV 700, which is the brand new XUV 700 which has been launched. So look at what Anand Mahindra said. He said, "Yes, indeed, it will be my personal privilege and honor to gift our golden athlete an XUV 700. Rajesh 664 and Vijay Nakra, who I presume are executives, keep on ready for him, please." Well, this was not just a plain and blank promise. He stayed true to his word, and as you can see on the screen right now, he has actually launched a special XUV 700 Olympic edition for Neeraj Chopra. Another company who has joined to this is the Go First Airways. And look what they have tweeted. They have said, "A token of appreciation for those who have brought us glory at Olympics 2021. We are happy to offer free travel on our network for 5 years to all the medal winners." So they have rewarded them, all the medal winners, with a hefty, hefty prize. This just gets to tell you what an absolute achievement this is for every Indian, and everybody is rejoicing this. So now, as you must be knowing, all the athletes have gone back to their respective homes and they're back to leading their normal lives, even if it's for a small time. So the social media is flooded with their images and what they're doing outside their competition and outside honing their craft. One of the most heartwarming posts which have been circulated is that of Mirabai Chanu. So now Sonmoni Bora IAS has actually given a Twitter thread where she said, with pictures, she has tweeted extraordinary gestures by Mirabai Chanu as she conveys her gratitude to these wonderful truck drivers. In her difficult days, these sand carrying truck drivers used to give free transportation to Mira so that she could have training 25 kilometers away. After winning the silver medal at the Tokyo Olympics, she appealed in public for the unknown drivers to come. Emotional moments. Our unsung heroes, you never know how your kind gestures, even if small, can make a huge difference in somebody's life. So she, Mirabai Chanu, this just gets to show her humility. She actually, as Sonmai Borai has tweeted, appealed for these truck drivers to come, and when they all gathered, she arranged an event for them, gave them her respect, and actually gave all of them a gift herself from her own expense. So this I guess to tell you how she is grateful for everybody and how she is very, very stuck to her roots still. Another heartwarming post which has been circulated is from Instagram. It is the Indian captain Manpreet Singh sleeping on his mother's lap, and his mother is wearing his bronze medal which he won at the Olympics. Now this brings tears to everybody's eyes, and that gets to tell you how it means not to the athletes but the entire family as well who are involved in the process. Manpreet has actually said Manpreet has said, just seeing her smile and knowing how proud she is of me brings a smile to my face too. Won't be here today without her. And as you can see, the picture is in front of you guys. This has to be one of the moment of the Olympics. So now these athletes this time around have earned India a lot of laurels, a lot of glory, and it's only fair we reward them. This is what all our authorities in power have been doing, and the news of this has been spreading like wildfire on all social media platforms. The Punjab government has had a major role in this. It had announced cash rewards for all the medal winning Olympic athletes, but it has increased it further now. India's golden boy Neeraj Chopra would be honored with an increased amount of 2.51 crore instead of 2 crore, which was announced earlier by the Punjab government. The cash reward money for 11 state players from Punjab who were part of the Indian hockey team was also increased from 1 crore to a whooping 2.51 crore again. Okay, this is very interesting. The fourth position Indian women's hockey team and the members from Punjab who were part of the team, like Reena Khokar and Gurjeet Kaur. Also, the discus thrower Kamalpreet Kaur, who finished sixth in discus throw, are also getting 50 lakhs each. Now, this is very, very important for all the athletes. This is what serves as a motivation, and this is a good step from all our authorities to reward them handsomely. Welcome to our brand new segment called O2 Efforts. Here we talk about our heroes who might not have won a medal, but they won a million hearts. They came agonizing close to a medal, but unfortunately, it was not to be for them. These are the people who have missed out on a medal right now, but we do need to back them because it is guaranteed that it might not be Tokyo for them, but it will surely be Paris and going beyond that. Now, as mentioned, we talk about these people who were very close, but were so close, but yet so far coming in the and did not get a medal, but did perform very well. However, leaving these athletes out, we would talk about one more person who was not in the Indian team's contingent but has played a pivotal role in the Indian team's success. So, who is it? Stay tuned. Firstly, we would like to talk about the women's hockey team. Now, what a story! Women's hockey was the men's team had a lot of hopes pinned on them, but there were not many hopes on the women's hockey team. And actually, they were playing as per the expectations because they actually led by Rani Rampal. The team actually suffered losses in their first three games in the pool stage, only to turn it around in the next two matches and make it to the quarterfinals. Now, this was an achievement in itself, but this team did not stop here. They were pitted against the mighty Aussies, who everybody expected to win. But with the help of Gurjeet Kaur's goal from penalty corner and some solid defending, India actually beat the Aussies and reached the semifinals. This was the Chak De moment for every Indian, and we were expecting a medal from them. However, this did not happen. They lost to the Argentina women's team in the semifinals and in the bronze medal match, despite a very professional and giving it a professional performance and giving it their all. They lost to Great Britain 4-3. They may not have won the medal, but the performance definitely marks the progress India has made in women's hockey, and this will encourage many young girls to take up hockey as a sport, which is their biggest achievement. Now, the next person or the next athlete we'll talk about is Deepak Punia. Wrestler Deepak Punia came agonizingly close to winning a bronze medal on his Olympic debut, but unfortunately conceded a takedown in the last 10 seconds of the 86 kg playoff against San Marino's Miles Nazem Amine to miss out on achieving the feat. Deepak, mind you, was actually leading 2-1 until the takedown happened. And as you guys who are familiar with wrestling know, that even if you're leading and you get taken down, you lose the match, which unfortunately happened with him. So even after fighting, it was not meant to be for the 22-year-old from Haryana. But as I said, this man has a lot of potential. He's all of 22 and he has reached so far in his debut Olympics. So he must be backed by the authorities, he must be backed by the coaches, and surely he will bring India many more laurels in the future. The next team we're going to talk about is the 4 into 400 meter relay team. Now we're all going gaga over Neeraj Chopra, and deservedly so, because he has won India's first ever athletics medal at the Olympics. However, there was one more team who performed extremely well at the Olympics in the athletics competition without getting a medal. This was the Indian 4 into 400 meter relay team, which consisted of Mohammad Anas Yahia, Noah Nirmal Tom, Arokya Rajiv, and Ahmad Jacob. Now, what did they do? They actually shattered the Asian record with an effort of just over 3 minutes in their heat, 3 minutes 25 milliseconds to be precise. But unfortunately, they missed out on qualifying for the final. They might not qualify for the final, but this is an extremely important achievement as far as India is concerned because India is not generally seen as an athletics country. So hopefully this marks the start of us becoming an athletics country and we can win many more medals in the future. So the next athlete and the most talked about athlete who has not won a medal is Aditi Ashok. Now, this 23-year-old golfer has turned a lot of heads and has raised a lot of eyebrows. She nearly pulled off a stunning upset and won India its and almost won India its first ever Olympic medal in golf. Ranked number 200 in the world, Aditi Ashok was second after 3 rounds of the women's individual stroke play event at the Tokyo Games. However, in the fourth and final round, she again fell short, finishing just one spot behind Japan's Mon Inami and Lydia Ko of New Zealand, who were tied for the silver medal spot and went into a playoff. So she finished only 2 shots behind. Mind you, she finished 2 shots behind the gold medal winner Nelly Korda of USA. So basically, she finished fourth. But what an achievement she has done! She has put golf on the map of Indian sports, and she has been appreciated by everybody. So let's hope Aditi can continue this form and in the next Olympics bring home India's first ever golf medal. Now, for the person we talked about, where we said there's one person who's not an athlete, but he has played a major role in the success of the Indian team contingent this Olympics. What the person I'm talking about was a drag flicker in the 1970s, in 1960s, sorry, who turned up for the Doon School. Well, you must be thinking he must be part of the current Indian men's hockey team. No, he actually did not even go past the school level, but he has played a major role in the success and the revival of Indian hockey. You guessed it right. Talking about Naveen Patnaik, under whose leadership the Odisha government has become the official sponsor for Hockey India and oversees both the men's and women's team. Now, what they have done is stupendous and unimaginable. When their 5-year sponsorship deal was announced, which was worth a massive 100 crore, everybody jumped at his decision. Their argument was the Odisha as a state which is a poor state regularly suffered from natural calamities. So how can so much money be pumped into sports? However, Mr. Patnaik believed that the only way to support the youth and develop the youth is by investing in sports, and his belief has bore fruit today and in front of everybody to see. Odisha has done a lot for hockey, Indian hockey especially. They have hosted several international tournaments in the past 4 years, including the Hockey World Cup, and they will also host the 2023 edition of the same. The government is also constructing a state-of-the-art stadium in Rourkela at a whooping cost of rupees 120 crore. The state government has also raised its overall sports budget to 370 crore from 265 crore last year. So this is the kind of investment, this is the kind of backing our athletes need to reach and compete at the Olympics level. So it is a big salute to you, sir, the silent warrior Naveen Patnaik and his Odisha government, who has made the dream of a billion Indians to see the revival of Indian hockey come true. Last and final segment, Soil to Gold, where we discuss our Indian heroes. Now, this has been a special Olympics for all the Indians. We have had our best ever Olympic performance in history. So, to discuss such a special performance, we need a special person, and that is Mr. Arindam Basu. He is a former sports journalist, a media commentator, and also an author. He has been following this Olympics and all the previous Olympics since a very long time. So it will be great to know his insights and analysis. So first of all, thank you for joining us. It's a huge pleasure. We know the busy schedule you have. Firstly, I want to ask you the initial reaction, not as an author or a media commentator, but just as a fan who has watched the Olympics for so many years and to see India perform so well this year. What was your first instant reaction?
First of all, a huge thank you to all of you. It's great to see young guys like you doing such a program, concentrating on sports, on and on the on and really looking to look at sports from a very in-depth point of view. Now, coming back to the topic, see, my first reaction was obviously I was very happy when India won a gold in athletics and for the first time. But frankly speaking, it could have been much better.
True.
While I was very happy with what India did, I really wanted the Indian women's hockey team to win something, because the way it was a slow start and then they changed into a tactical game plan and how they changed their entire storyline. Then Indian Olympic contingent was not there without its controversies, be it wrestling, be it table tennis,
boxing.
It looked a boxing. I wouldn't say big controversy, but in table tennis, we shone very poorly in front of the world when Monica Batra refused to have the national coach on her side during the games. Shomodeep was not allowed on the sides. So that was a country that is not excelling in sports like America or Britain or China or Japan. If you have so much of bickering, of so much of infighting, so much of ego clash, then this country, it would be very difficult for us to progress in sports. And it has been the bane of Indian sports for a very long time, where groupism, where personal egos, where favoritism, where you scratch my back, I scratch yours. This mentality has been there for a very, very long time. Unless it goes, we will always end up being in 48th or 43rd, or as poor as 67th, or as mediocre as 57th, whatever it is. So we for us to do better in Olympics, or that this Olympics showed that we have the talent. Only thing is that, are we helping them the way they want to be helped?
True. I was about to come to this actually. You have answered partly. Is that, yeah, there is a lot of euphoria about the whole performance, a lot of joy about the whole performance. But is this the best we could reach? Because as you must be knowing, our shooting contingent, our archery contingent with Deepika Kumari and Atanu Das, where a lot of was expected. Our boxing contingent, they all disappointed. So yeah, as you said, let's add on a few things there. Like, do you think the problem is in the training, or because China, as you must be knowing, has also said that India is the world's second largest democracy, and even after that, we still falter so much. We are on the 49th or 50th. Now this is the best performance. We last in Rio, we won only 2 medals, as you must be knowing. So is the main crux of the problem this what we talked about, or is it a much deep-rooted grassroots problem?
See, there are two. This answer has to be given in 2 parts. One, this is a nation of sports lovers, not sporting people. We salivate. We get excited.
Very important. Very important.
We get very excited about sports from our drawing room. But if I ask 20 parents who have their children in class 1, 2, or 3, what do you want your child to be? Doctor, engineer, IAS, now lawyer. No one wants a sports person, or at best a cricketer. No one even wants a little child to be a footballer. So it has to come from us to the next generation, that in China, if they see a little child or a little boy or a girl has got very good hand-eye coordination, he's not sent to learn cricket. He's sent to learn badminton, table tennis, the global sports. If they see that a guy is well built, is tall, has got good eye coordination, and that person is sent into volleyball, basketball. Here, if you see the Bengal basketball team, in the Maidan, in the club is falling apart. Where there is no infrastructure. They practice on a basketball court that has last been mended or repaired, God knows how many years back.
Hmm.
And it's not that the government is not trying, but only government trying will not happen. First thing has to come from our homes.
True.
If you go to Far East, I'm not talking about Europe, America. If you go to the Far East, the Malayan archipelago, China, Far East, Korea, almost every house has a backyard where some sports is performed. Here, if we have backyard, we'll make kitchen gardens and we'll plant flowers, but we will not keep a lawn where a child practices sports. So the first fault is with us. We are a sports loving country, not a sporting country. We consider ourselves intellectual, we are intellectually high. So I remember one thing. It's a small anecdote. At that time, I was a journalist. So we have a game that we play every year between different newspapers and different news agencies at a Maidan club. So the guy who was standing at the goal that day, I'm not naming. He took in 5 goals in the first half.
Okay.
He couldn't even jump. He couldn't even stretch his hands to catch.
So why was he there?
Reporter. He was a sports reporter, and he looked athletic, so we put him on a goal as a goalkeeper. He wanted to play, so the others were playing. So he took in 5 goals. So at halftime, Mir Bose was there.
Mir Bose, yeah.
So we were all talking. So as it happens in Maidan, you use a lot of Maidan slang, and this guy took in 5 goals. So Mihir Bose didn't know how to react. He patted that guy on the back and said, "Ki wo porashuno nischay bhalo hobe. He must be good in his studies."
That comes to the mindset, basic mindset we're talking about.
So that is one problem. Mind you, this guy is now the media manager of East Bengal Football Club. The guy I'm talking about. So he's there in the business, and his understanding of football is fantastic. Let's not doubt it. He understands the game through and through. He studied it. He loves it. It's his passion, but it's not a great player. Why? That we have to ask. We have to ask ourselves why. I have been a sports reporter for almost 20 years before I stopped actively working, and then I write columns. Ask me now to run around Eden Gardens. I will walk half the way, and then I'll get a chair and sit. So I'm not an exception, but yes, that is one fault. The second reason is whether we are doing enough to scout talents. We do not have a proper scouting agency like the others have. In foreign, what happens is scouts go to individual schools to scout out talents. So children are taken up at a very tender age, and along with their studies, they're trained in that sports. And most of the schools, they are known for certain sporting disciplines abroad. Say one school is known for baseball, one other school is known for hockey, some other school is known for rugby, some school is known for giving up some sprinters, athletes. Here we had a Subrato Cup that was played in between schools in Bengal, and the trophy has gone defunct. We have not played it ever since. I don't know, not in this new millennium. So that's the fault, I guess.
Yeah, I think in addition to what you said, I just remembered something, is that there's a show called, again, a bit of a cricket example, but it gets a basic crux to the thing. Breakfast with Champions, you must be knowing, where Saurav Ganguly had come actually in one of the episodes. So Gaurav Kapoor, the host, asked him, he said ki if somebody's sitting and talking about football, they will tell you where Messi had to score, Ronaldo had to score, and if you tell them ki please let's play, you'll say Bangla na gumono shamay hoye, I have to sleep now. So that is what I remembered. Anyways, coming to our
nation of sports lovers.
Yeah. Now, sir, I want to ask you about now India's golden boy. Now, this Olympic has been, again, as mentioned, India's most successful one. We have had a lot of medalists, but none is compared to Neeraj Chopra, who has won India's first ever medal in athletics, and that too a gold. So, just a few words on him, if you please.
Yeah. See, the guy in the hits, he did a throw, went up to sleep.
Yeah, true.
That was his confidence. He knew that he was qualified, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
So so that is the arrogance that he has. Where did he get this arrogance? It got this arrogance because not only because the state backed him, but because he had a private sponsor who took care of him, who took care of his needs. He got the right kind of coaches, he got the right kind of exposure, and he
Yes.
knew where he was going. So we only see the medal, we don't see like the toil and on the soil that brings that gold.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
so
Yes.
that soil and the sweat and the toil that is involved, and for an athlete to fulfill his dream of winning a gold in Olympics, the kind of hard work that person has to put in. For example, someone wants to crack an IS for 2 years, he doesn't do anything other than practicing questions and
Yes.
giving mock tests and trying to qualify. It's the same for every, I think, for everything, for every discipline, even in sports. He must have thrown javelins dozens at a time for 1,000 evenings to have
Yes.
got to where he has got. Now, Neeraj Chopra's success is also India's failure.
And why do you say that?
Yes, because India could not give its athletes the same standard and backup for every one of the 85 people who were going to this Olympics. If even if it was not for Mr. Navin Patnaik, the hockey resurgence would not have happened.
True.
So
Very true.
it's Orissa's contribution to our Olympics. So I don't care where does this contribution come from. It can come from anyone. It can come from you, me, as long as the athletes, as long as the sports persons get the respect and the treatment they deserve, they get
Yes.
to compete at the highest level. They
Yes.
get to compete with the best in the world. Unless you compete with the best in the world, how do you know where you placed? Neeraj had a
Absolutely.
chance to compete with the best in the world. He
Yes.
knew that he was pleasantly placed. So he knew that he could take on the might of the Germans.
Absolutely, yes. And I think, yeah, the corporate talking about is JSW, it is mentioned. And there's a small story on that also, just to prove that actually, as you must be knowing, Neeraj had an elbow surgery, a very,
Yeah.
very big elbow surgery. So the story goes, when Neeraj had the elbow surgery, he just called up JSW and he said, I have an elbow surgery. They arranged for a flight for him, and in about 3 hours he went and he got operated the next day from a very big surgeon. Like he has operated you Jasprit Bumrah, he has operated Saina Nehwal. So yeah, that's what talk about. And I think that is also the reason, take your thoughts on this also, because of this private sponsorship and the private partnership, that these people from very rural areas, you talk about Lovelina Borgohain, you talk about Mirabai Channu, Ravi Dahiya, Neeraj Chopra himself, they're from very remote areas. So I think it's good, and I think it's important that, yeah, see, our government, I don't think, is still extremely self-sufficient to sponsor all of them and take care of their needs. Even when Abhinav Bindra had got the medal, it was actually his own finance also, which because his father was a very well-off man, so which had helped him. So I think this is also this private and public partnership is playing a role in bringing these people from rural and backward areas.
Absolutely. And everywhere in the world, it's the same model. It's the same model. If the corporates decide that in our CSR budget, X amount of money would be dedicated to sports, some sports, then India has a lot of talent. I means some of the like some of the best polo balls in the world are made in a small remote village from Howrah. Can you imagine it?
Oh,
So,
didn't know that.
some of the best embossings come from Kashmir. So so you have to understand that India's reservoir of talents, there is no dearth of it. That's the reason whenever an athlete comes, you will almost always see that this person is coming from not from the proper town but from the rural areas.
Which
take
is,
take 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 any
yeah, it is a
history
very interesting observation
of
actually. Yeah.
so we need to search for the gold in the rural areas, because they work hard. There is a team in deep in Sundarbans that practices rugby.
Okay.
with dried up coconuts, green coconuts,
That's a great
coconut
story. That's a
ball.
great story.
So they play football with that also. So
Okay.
so there are so many inspiring stories about Indian sports that can be followed, that can be pursued. I knew there were three sisters in a Muslim family who were all boxers.
Okay.
All three
That is
sisters, all
talks
national
about the
champions.
hunger which we have, which is in
Yeah.
abundance.
So you see, and they come from uh, Ali Kamar's locality only in Calcutta.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
so you see, Indian sports is filled with means there is no dearth of talent in this country. We
yes.
need the right kind of spotters. I don't know whether I'd say this. We need the right scouts. The private, where does
Yes.
this private partnership come in? Private partnership comes in because they have the resources to put in scouts who would go
Yes.
to village schools, who would go to remote areas. You
Yes.
hear of a guy who runs every day 5 kilometers to fetch water or to go to school. Go and track this guy.
Yes.
What does he
Yes.
do? What does he do? We see this marathon that has come up, the Mumbai Marathon, then 25K Calcutta, then the half marathon in Delhi, and then the 5K in Bangalore. The marathons that are happening, and you see the kind of people who participate. This marathoners are doing a little better because they have now got a competition where they compete.
Yes.
But
Very true.
imagine our Bombay Marathon has started, say, 10 years back, and Boston Marathon is running on for 120 years.
Yeah.
So we are 110 years behind. So
Unfortunately, but yeah, it is just taking a step in the right direction. That.
exactly.
Mm,
So we are not looking at the right places for talent.
okay.
If we are looking at only at the SAI, at
Mm,
second center of excellences for talents, you'll never find them. We'll always be 48th.
yeah.
We need to move out to the India lives in its villages, even in
Mm,
sports. There's a very
very
famous
true.
quote that India lives in its villages. I still believe that India, if you really want to find gold, you will find it on the farmlands, because they are sturdy people, strong people. They
And
work from
yeah,
sun up to sundown.
I think hungry people,
They
hunger
want to
that
do
is,
good, and
yeah,
their sense of national pride, I believe me, it's much more than you and me and the so-called metro people. And they love their country. They want to do something for their country. Even if you
very true, very true.
if you see that film Dangal, whether he's dramatized it or whatever, Americans want to see his tricolor unfurled at the highest platform.
True, very true.
So we
Very.
need to be the sense of national pride.
Yes,
We in the cities, we are lost in politics. We are lost in so many other urban problems, and I think if we really the public and private partnership needs to be honed, needs to be focused and channelized, so that we can actually go and spot the talent and use
very
them.
true, very true. Actually, I'll be honest with you. Farav, this has been such a knowledgeable section. Like you talk about the Calcutta, the coconut tree. For a while, I forgot I was actually presenting this. I became a listener only. I have to keep on telling myself because a lot of things I did not know. And in fact, thank you for sharing so much knowledge. For just a last question for this segment, we'll keep it short and crisp.
Yeah.
Paris 2024. What are your expectations? What is the target for our country?
Uh, More goals to begin with.
Yeah.
Try and tap areas where we have not tapped at all,
Okay.
like swimming.
Okay.
We have got a lot of talents in swimming, but these talents slowly go and try and swim the seven seas, because we do not have Olympic pools in most of the states.
True.
So we need to
True.
make more Olympic pools so that
True.
swimmers can get a feel of what it is to swim in an Olympic pool. The
True.
exact measurements, the 12 lanes, the current
True.
that flows, that warm, the temperature. So if you want to ask me what do we want to do, first we need to do a course correction. We can't run sports the way we are running in this country. If we want to run sports like the way we are running with this country, we'll always be happy with 1 gold and 5 bronzes.
Yeah, no, yeah,
See, Pulela Gopichand, he has transformed. One guy has transformed badminton for India. Look
yeah.
at his dedication. A lot of people say he makes money. Why won't he make money?
No,
Man,
because he's still in
look
the.
at his dedication. I've been to Gachibowli. I've seen his academy in the formative years, and look at this guy spends the. He's like a bloody hermit. He stays in this academy.
Is it one?
Is the reason, and that is where he is.
Yeah.
So we need to do a course correction if we want to see if we want our country to get more medals in Olympics.
Yeah, just okay. Before you sum up, how many? Give me a count. How many medals for? What do you expect with the potential we have shown? Double digits for sure. Please tell me that double digits. Give me double digits.
Hopefully, we'll get double digits.
No, give me one number. One number.
Once in
Just to-
2032, if once cricket gets included, we are sure of 1 gold at least.
Yeah, no, but 2024.
So-
Give me one number for 2024. The medal tally.
I don't see a double digit the way we are going. To be honest,
That's
I don't see a double digit because we'll excel in 2 other sports. We'll flounder in 3 more. Already the wrestling team is under watch.
Vinesh Fogel.
So if wrestling and ultimately if Olympic puts wrestling out of Olympics as a sport, like they are now considering that wrestling will no longer be an Olympic sport from next Olympic, at least next Olympic, because they want the Wrestling Federation to get rid of doping. The way that they have banned Russia and Russia played as ROC.
Russian Olympic Committee.
So that like that, at least next Olympics we won't have, if the charter is accepted, then we won't have wrestling. So that means 3 prizes, 3 medals already gone from this.
So now, what you say might sting a bit, but yeah, it's practical in nature. So no, Phil, give me 8. At least tell me it's more than 7, 8 or 9.
I will not disappoint you guys. I have become a little skeptic over the period of time, seeing how India has flattered to deceive. But we will certainly not touch double digit. And mind you, if we touch double digit, I will be over the moon. Because no one wants their country to not do well in Olympics. I want my country to do very well in the biggest show on planet. So
all right.
That's my feedback.
So thank you. Sir is as I can see not very hopeful, but yeah, I think he gives a very practical.
I'm not saying I'm not hopeful.
Obviously,
a little more
practical. Practical reasoning.
Let's not build castles in air, because unless we do a proper course correction from today, as I speak, our medal tallies will always dwindle.
Agreed. So thank you so much. And just before ending this segment, I want to talk about something. You talked about 2032 Olympics cricket gold confirmed. I don't think so. Looking at our record in pressure final events, so I think they're also will be the silver.
This is a question for you guys to ponder. In what format will cricket be included in Olympics?
That is for another. But I think the 100 is.
Will we see a even shorter? Will we see even a shorter version like T10? Then it's not cricket.
I think 5 balls. 5 balls. I think that's going to end up. Anyways, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All good things come to an end, and it is true for this also. The Olympian Leap, presented by DHEECast, has been an amazing journey with the collective efforts of the entire team. We have lived this journey together, and much like our athletes, even after failing a couple of times, we have pulled ourselves back, and at the end of the day, we have become successful. So a big thank you to everybody involved in this, and I would like to mention a few names that actually made this show possible and made running this show extremely smooth for me. Firstly, I would like to talk about editors Sayak Mondal and Baijayonta. then our content team, Rahma, Hossain, and Deboshi Shamanto, and finally our head, the program director, Sulagna Maitra. These are the people who have helped me and all of us together have brought forward these episodes in front of you. And it is their tireless hard work which has brought the Olympian Leap, has turned the Olympian Leap from a dream into a reality. Finally, we'd like to thank our viewers. Your encouragement and your motivation has helped us grow from strength to strength and tirelessly work for one episode and the other. So, thank you for joining us. It is with a lot of gratitude we say this to you. And yeah, this is not the end, by the way, and we promise you that we will bring many more such episodes in the future. Also, we would like to thank our sponsors without whom our going would be really rough. We are sponsored by Overall Communication and Hotelity Private Limited, who provide 360-degree services in events and promotions. Now, to cap our whole show off, we have made a small tribute video for our champion athletes who have performed so well at the Olympics. So, do check that out. But before that, remember, this is not the end of the cast. The cast has many more such content which you would absolutely enjoy. So, like this video, share this video, but most importantly, subscribe to the cast and press the bell icon to stay tuned for more such amazing content. Thank you so much.